Hey everyone, it's Jeremy J here with another video. Those lights though, I know, right? Wow. Maybe I'll do the video like this. Okay. I have a good video for you today. And I want to talk about my experience with what many have circulated or talked about, and that is the twin flame ascension process. And I had been very skeptical of this, actually. Let me share that I have been wow, that's really bright. Okay, that was a kitty hissing. I don't know if you heard that, but sometimes my kitties hiss at each other and they fight. Okay, the twin flame ascension process. And I was quite skeptical of this because, from what I understand, the twin flame ascension process is a completely new upgrade of your body, DNA, just a complete shift. And it's very turbulent, very rocky and rough and racking and painful, and many tears are shed through this process. And if I were to describe my life since April of 2016, April 19th, 2016 to be exact, that has fit my life to the T. My whole body, there is something wrong, or there is a problem with most parts of my body, from my spine to my right knee, foot, right shoulder, my jaw, teeth, everything has issues right now. And I'm only 38 years old, and that's quite unusual to me that my entire body would be breaking down. I actually go to a neurosurgeon tomorrow morning to go over MRIs on my neck, because my neck has been giving me all sorts of fits that goes into my arms as well. And I have a feeling I have multiple herniated discs in my neck that are causing nerve irritation and impingement, amongst other things that are going on. And I'm starting to believe, is what I'm saying. I'm starting to believe that there's something to this, that when you go through this situation with someone, that it's the recognition and the intensity of it, that as you use it as an opportunity to grow and become a better version of yourself and heal from it, your body, as you do that, undergoes massive disruption and change. And I'm feeling that. I've been going to work. I've made it every day so far. Woohoo! Let's hope that trend continues. And to me, I understand this process as an upgrade in my body, and everything is feeling it. And for me, it's especially prominent in my spine with my discs. They're degenerating. And there's a lesson for me personally, and I believe there's a lesson for all of you going through this ascension process. That's the best way I've heard it, where your body and emotional state and everything is just going through hell and the most intensity you've ever felt. And my personal lesson that I've seen is my backbone. My backbone, having a spine. And that having a spine doesn't mean I'm just this abrasive, aggressive jerk. It doesn't mean that for me. Me having a backbone means that I speak my truth boldly and courageously in the presence of those that I am afraid to do so. And I've noticed that in the last couple of years on my own. I noticed it with my father growing up. I noticed it at work with certain people that work there. And for whatever reason, there's just certain people where I'm afraid to speak my truth, not in a nasty or aggressive way, but in a just congruent and very just truthful way. And my truth right now is that my body is going through hell. Tonight's a good example. I just have been having constant shooting pains in my neck, and my arms are incredibly weak. My lower back is sore. My right knee has a torn patella, which is a tendon behind the kneecap, and it's very difficult to bend my knee too much. And so when I walk, I have to be careful not to bend too much. Anyways, that's my truth, and yet at the same time, I believe in like giving life the best I have, so I don't want to just lay down and die. And so my truth is a combination of I need time to heal, but I also want to contribute. I am who I am, and I don't apologize for who I am. Those kinds of things. I don't shrink in the presence of anyone. And when I do shrink, I'm losing my truth. I'm losing my backbone. And by shrinking, I mean not being my authentic self. So for me, this is just the lesson that this twin flame ascension process is teaching me. Like even as I'm talking about it right now, there's a couple of sharp pains that just went right down here in my neck. And I'm incredibly sore, like everywhere in my back and neck, and it's an insane process, and I wouldn't believe it. Like I would be so skeptical and think that it's completely nuts if I weren't like experiencing it all. That's the only way I am becoming a believer in it, is that my body is feeling it. Otherwise, I would think, you know what, you're absolutely crazy. That your body just everything goes through this racking and turmoil and DNA and upgrade and all this shit that people talk about. Well, I'm a believer now that I'm going through it, and I do believe that the intensity of the situation and just the massive growth that comes with it kicks off this process. It kicks off this process, and you could call it whatever you want, evolution, a spiritual awakening, use whatever label you want to define it. For me, as I'm experiencing it, it's just the most intense physical hell my body's ever gone through. Mentally, I can think pretty clearly. My mind isn't too bad. Yeah, I'm going a little crazy, of course, because of pain, but my mind otherwise can think pretty clear still. And so this is my own personal twin flame ascension process, and I don't know how long it's going to last, maybe till the end of next year. I've gotten some guidance on this, that it doesn't last forever, and boy, I'm hoping that's true, because wow, it is intense. And for those of you who are going through it, I empathize with you. I empathize with the difficulty of trying to live your life while you're going through this. For me, I have this mortgage on a condo that I got. I have my child support, my 2 daughters that I want to see and take care of still. I now have my job that I go to during the day that I still need to perform and produce enough value for the company so I don't feel like I'm dead weight. But at the same time, there needs to be a compromise for my health. In my situation, I believe, some empathy in return from the business. And so and then every once in a while I'll actually get out of this condo and do something, have a drink once in a while, or just go on a walk on a trail. And so I have all these things I still want to do, and they're incredibly difficult to do while going through this process because it's so intense. The body is just experiencing so much at once. And for those of you going through it, like I said, I empathize. I feel your pain. I feel the difficulty and the challenge of it, and just how much it just racks your body. And I've got to believe, I've got to actually just have faith and hope that there is an end to this ascension process, that one day it will end. That day is not today, it's not tomorrow, not in the near future, and that I have to fight and embrace the process. Love the process. Be grateful for the process. Be grateful that my body is going through physical hell as I become an upgraded human being. That on the other side of this, I'm going to be at the next level of who I am. I'm going to have greater empathy for other people going through struggles. I'm going to have a better understanding of people in general and what they are capable of feeling. And I'm just going to understand a greater range of emotions and perspectives and ideas through this. And I believe that by using it as a learning experience, which is really damn hard, when your body has shooting pain through it, like someone's going with a knife, like it's hard to say, I'm grateful for this experience. I'm grateful for this process, because I don't feel grateful while that's happening. I want to die when that's happening. Yet, at the same time, I can take that and I can also say the higher self, the best version of me would use this experience to learn and grow. The best version of myself, my future self, my higher self, whatever you want to call it, would use this experience for growth and learning, even in the midst of the hellish pain and the worst of the pain that I'm experiencing. It would use the experience for growth and to learn to have empathy for other people and to be a better person, to be kinder, to be more considerate, and all these things. And to me, that's what my higher self is saying. I don't pretend to know much about the concept of a higher self. I've only recently discovered the concept of it. To me, it's the best version of who I am and who I can become. And so through this experience, I try to think of what would that person do through this? How would he use this experience to learn and grow, to serve others, to be kinder, to do the best he can with what he has? And that's what I'm seeking to do. For those of you going through this process, I hug you from where I sit. I empathize for you from where I sit. And I wish you healing and the ability to have the strength to channel yourself, to meditate, to focus on what the best version of yourself would do through this experience and how you could use it to learn and grow. I love all of you on my channel. You're amazing, amazing human beings. And you've all gone through so much. Use the experience for growth, even in the midst of the most hellish pain. And it's hard. It's hard. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. Much light and love to all of you. We'll see you in the next video.